Okay, so guys, what we have here is a 2017 Anthem. Okay, Anthem is kind of middle of the road in Entegra's world. Entegra goes, it started out, the new one's an Insignia, but it started out as Spire, Anthem, then Cornerstone. So it's kind of a mid-ship product. It's a 44B is the floor plan. So I'm going to talk about a few things that make Entegra the quietest ride and best handling coach on the market, period. Okay, so start out here. You're going to see we have new HID headlights. We have a new front cap, new rear cap on the 16s and 17s. You have your nice chrome mirrors, full chrome. You have on the side here, on 17s, how you know what is a benefit to you is these little things here, they look like little pods here. Those are the blind side monitoring. That's new for 2017, blind side monitoring. It kind of flashes in your mirror just like your cars do when something gets close to the coach. You'll have those all the way down to the end of the coach. This coach chassis is a Spartan chassis. Spartan is known in the industry for having the first ones to do a side-mounted radiator. So all the Entegra coaches have a side-mounted radiator. Has a 450 Cummins motor, which is the ISL motor, which is 450 horsepower and 1250 on the torque. So in here, you have a switch here that you, actually it's not plugged in, but you can power generator. Generator is a 12.5 Onan generator that comes standard. On the outside of the coach, you have Sikkens paint. And Sikkens paint is a kind of a high-end paint that they put on Mercedes-Benz. The paint, you can actually look at it, you can almost shave in it. Anthems come with 3 coats of clear, okay? Aspire comes with 2, 5 coats of clear on the Cornerstone. So this has 3 coats of clear coat, cut and buff on this coach. Also, you notice on Entegra, standard, all have window awnings. That's a standard on an Entegra product. Okay, they are manual windows, but they are awnings on the windows. Of course, frameless windows is a big deal. You have cut and buff on your paint. Okay, so what's nice about that is you don't have any feel inside on Anthems. The Aspire does not have painted inside the slide outs. Anthem does. Anthem and Cornerstone both have the painted inside of the slides. Also with slide mechanisms, it's a rack and pinion slide that's electric. So what happens when these slides go in, these are actually flush mounted slides. So they don't sit on the outside, they sit inside, and the tolerances have to be real tight to get this thing to seam up right when you close it up, okay? This coach comes with a 450 diesel aqua hot. What that is to you, Mr. Customer, is it's infinite hot water. It's got five zones. Has 3 zones inside for heat, floor heat, and it has 2 zones on the outside, or actually 1 zone on the bottom for your basement heat, and you have a preheat for your engine. So there's 5 zones on the 450 diesel aqua hot. And aqua hot is the system that Entegra uses to actually heat the floor. A lot of other brands use like a gold heat or like a blanket, like a hot blanket type heat. Entegra uses their tubing, which is your aqua hot. They use that for the floor heat as well. On the other side, as we walk around, you see Entegra has a windshield. Their windshield is like a car windshield. Does not have a big rubber grommet around it. It's actually a big window that's kind of wrapped around, which is a really nice windshield for viewing. You come around this side, a couple things on the outside that Anthem has that Aspire doesn't have. Anthem has power door locks, has a keyless entry. Okay, it has power door locks. So what that is to you, Mr. Customer, is when you want to get in your coach and you have your key fob, you can hit the key fob and lock it. It locks all the bay doors. You don't have to do them individually. Okay, so that's a great feature. Underneath, there's only 3 options that are available on a 17 product. There's only 3 options that are available. 1 is solar panel, 2 is a Dometic cooler, and let's see, Dometic cooler, solar panels, and Winegard traveling satellite. So those are the only 3 options available on this coach. Everything else is standard on this coach. Okay, so what that is to you, Mr. Customer, is when you buy an Entegra coach, there's only 3 options. Usually when you trade in something, options you don't get really money for, right? So if you've got a coach with a bunch of other brands here that sell all these other options, you don't get the value for the coach. This coach has every option included other than 3. The pneumatic freezer is a nice feature. It does slide out. It comes out. When you open your bay doors, there's side bay doors here that open up. When you shut them, they're nice and tight. When you open up this, it has a slide out tray. That's a standard option, okay? Slide out tray is a manual, but it is a slide out tray that's available. More storage. Has a central vac system, which is standard. This coach, all Entegra's Anthems come with Michelin tires. Michelin tires is a big deal because it's one of the best tires in the industry. So these tires here, you got 315s on the back, 295s on the front. Okay? Let's go over here. As you can see, you have your DEF tank, which is diesel emission fluid. Okay? That's what's used to make sure it's clean. That's been around since about 2011. So you definitely makes the air cleaner that comes out of your coach, and also helps with fuel mileage. There's another pod there that does your blind side monitoring. Anthems come with AGM batteries. What AGM batteries is to you, Mr. Customer, is that it's a wet cell battery that actually is encased. You don't open it up and put water in it. It's a gel, AGM gel battery. Entegra's also come with power, has a power rear lift for the motor, which is nice. Batteries are a little low, so I'm not going to go all the way up. But what this is to you, Mr. Customer, of having a side-mounted radiator, big deal. Not only is it cool better, but if you imagine an engine and a radiator behind the motor, it's all that heat. When you have a side-mounted radiator, it does a couple things. It's cooler. As you look up at the top, you see vents right there. Those vents right there is where fresh air comes in and goes through, and it cools down the coach. Also in the back, when you have a side-mounted radiator, everything in here you can get to. You can get to your filters, you can get to your oil, you can get to check your different fluids. You can get to that real easy. Let's say you're going down the road and you have some kind of failure on your belt. You actually can reach in there and you can actually put a new belt on there very quickly without having to tear out a radiator to put in a belt. So that's an advantage to you. We'll walk around the other side of the coach. I'll show you where the diesel aqua hot is and what this coach has as far as the sewer. Oh, in the backup here, you do have 2 backup cameras, which is new on 2017. There's 2 backup cameras. They're kind of split cameras. So basically you can have a view of the hitch, and you can have a view out here, and you can actually move those cameras and position them how you would like them. Another thing before we move over there, Anthem comes with integrated awnings. These are Girard awnings. And what that is probably some of the best awnings in the business. They are actually roof-mounted awnings. So these come with 2 integrated awnings, standard on an Anthem. There is an awning over the door as well. When these awnings come out, they're right next to each other, and they're a roof-mounted awning. What that does for you, Mr. Customer, is if you look at other coaches, you can see the air conditioners on top of the coach, like on that Journey over there. You can't see the air conditioners on here, so it's a streamlined look, what high-end buses look like, and it has faux on the other side just to match, so you don't see the air conditioners. 15,000-pound hitch, standard, 450 Cummins motor ISL. You have a standard 15,000-pound hitch. Side-mounted radiator. You have dual fill on your tanks. Your tanks are going to be dual fill, so you can fill up the diesel from either side. You do have a 150 gallon gas tank in this one. Aspire is 100. When you get up to a Cornerstone or Anthem and a Cornerstone, you get 150 gallons of fuel. What that means to you is you can go farther without fill up. Okay, this right here is you definitely have power. You have a power, in an Anthem, you have a power hose reel and a power cord reel that's standard. You also have what they call a macerator pump. And what a macerator pump is to you, Mr. Customer, is you can take this thing off here, okay, and there's a macerator inside of that. What that is the hose is right here. So you take the hose out and you hook it up to your waist, and that macerator pump actually grinds up the stuff and makes it really fine when it goes into the, if you ever have a macerator pump break, no problem. You have underneath the hookup, you have underneath as a manual, like every other coach. Okay. And you also have an air hose here. You also have a water filtration. There's your 450 diesel Aqua Hot and your power core group. We talked about the Aqua Hot, but that's where it's at. This is just storage here. All right, so now we'll go inside and we'll talk about some stuff inside.